Rich Eisen giving you highlights of Super Bowl 45. The Pittsburgh Steelers trying to win one for the city of Pittsburgh for a 7th time. Look who's doing the coin toss.
Oh, that man is
left-handed. Deion Sanders getting the coin toss. The Steelers lost the toss. Eventually, the Packers get the ball. Jordy Nelson almost had a touchdown catch to start things off well for the Green Bay Packers, but it went right through his hands. The Steelers getting the ball back. The ensuing play, Heath Miller can't corral it. Steelers forced to punt as the defenses ruled the day early on in Super Bowl 45. Next Packers possession, 6th play of Aaron Rodgers escapes, dumps it off to Brandon Jackson, who pushes it inside the 40-yard line.
Showing his mobility and making a play.
3 plays later, Rodgers looking deep for Jordy Nelson. This time it works. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Great job by Jordy Nelson getting back in front of the defensive back and shielding him from the football.
9 plays, 80 yards. Packers strike first at 7-0. Big Ben, next possession. He is picked by Nick Collins. Roethlisberger hit as he threw. And now the Packers are up 14-0 with 2 snaps of the football.
This was a double move now. Ill-advised throw by Ben. Safety Nick Collins, who made 3 Pro Bowls, intercepts it and goes yard.
Howard Green was the one who ran right through and hit Roethlisberger as he threw.
And I believe Pittsburgh lost Flozell Adams on this play as well. Right tackle.
Adding injury to the insult. They're down 14-0 with ticks remaining in the first quarter. Roethlisberger trying to get things going, but Heath Miller can't corral that pass, and Roethlisberger came up limping a little bit. Next play, though, he didn't look any worse the wear as he's forced to tuck it and does what?
We've seen him do this all year. Get out of the pocket and make a play with your legs, man.
That led to a field goal by Sean Schweitzum. It's 14-3 as Pittsburgh Steelers in the second quarter getting a first down right there to Emmanuel Sanders. That led to the Sean Schweitzum field goal, but Sanders came down hard and he would not return to the game. A tough blow for the kid from SMU here in North Texas. 14-3 with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. That is a caught pass by Donald Driver. This would be his last play of the game.
You can see his ankle twist up under the pile, and this guy is a competitor. So when you see him going out, you know something's wrong.
He got his ankle tangled underneath. 7th play of the next Steelers drive. Roethlisberger is picked off again as the ball was knocked around and eventually corralled by Jared Bush.
Aggressive defense.
And the Packers trying to turn that pick into points, and they do. What a throw from Rodgers to Greg Jennings.
He thread the needle right here to Greg Jennings in the seam. Linebacker doesn't make a play. Get it in there before the safeties can close.
What a catch by Jennings, too. We see the same play with younger receivers, and they did not make that play tonight.
21-3. The Steelers needing to score, however, right before the end of the half because the Packers are going to get the ball first after the black-eyed peas. So what does the Steelers do? They find Antoine Randall L. for 37 yards. Next play, Roethlisberger looking deep for Mike Wallace. Charles Woodson, he makes a great play on the ball and breaks his collarbone on the play. He would be done for the day.
He's your leader, emotional leader, your physical leader, and your team captain.
What a way to lay out, and that would be the end of Charles Woodson's Super Bowl 45 right there. 4 plays later, 6th play of the drive, Roethlisberger looks for his MVP wide receiver, and he finds Hines Ward inside the 10-yard line. Next play, Roethlisberger looking for his MVP wide receiver, and he finds him in the end zone. Touchdown. Big-time score by the Steelers.
That's the way to uncover in the end zone as a receiver, especially a veteran receiver like Hines Ward.
Third quarter, Charles Woodson comes out in his PJs. That is not the sign you want to see, but Rodgers puts the ball right on James Jones's hands, and he drops it.
That's what I was talking about. Same play right there. You cannot let these balls go. James Jones and I talk all the time. I know how much that bothers
That was 6 instead of 6. They have to punt the ball away, and look what the Steelers did with it. That's Rashard Mendenhall on the first play in the ensuing possession. 17-yard run. 3 plays later, Isaac Redman around the edge on 3rd and 1. Takes it to the 10-yard line.
Collins took a bad angle, but great vision by Redmond.
Next play, Rashard Mendenhall between the tackles. Touchdown. It's 21-17. 14 unanswered Steeler points, and Old Mo is wearing black and gold. 3rd and 7. Next possession for Aaron Rodgers. The Packers. He is sacked for the first time of the game. James Harrison gets him. Mike Tomlin's fired up. He gets the ball back now with a chance to take the lead. Down 21-3 at one point. It's 21-17. Roethlisberger gets sacked on 3rd and 13. Huge play by Frank Zombo. Out comes Sean Schwisham, and he yanks it left from 52 yards. Charles Woodson can't even cheer without hurting. 21-17. Packers still lead. 3rd and 10. 2 possessions later. Rodgers looking for Brett Swain. Just when you thought it would be complete, it's another big-time drop by a receiver in Green Bay, yellow and gold. Mike Tomlin decides to challenge it. It's upheld as an incomplete pass, so the Steelers get the ball back. Still down by 4. First play of the 4th quarter. It's a fumble by Mendenhall. Clay Matthews hits
his shoulder right on the ball. Creates a fumble. Desmond Bishop picks that thing up. It was almost a scoop and score.
Playmakers make plays, not just going at the quarterback, not just intercepting the ball, but causing fumbles like this at key moments. That's what Bloodline is.
Ryan Pickett also in on that play. The only player with Super Bowl winning experience who didn't have a broken collarbone at that point in time. So what do they do with this turnover? They got a big first down on 3rd down from James Jones. Then over the middle, another drop from Jordy Nelson. 3rd and long. Rodgers goes right back to Nelson, and he corrals it and moves the chains and makes a big play after the catch.
Great block by Driver. He was targeted 15 times and came up with 9 receptions on the day.
2 plays later from the 8, Rodgers to Greg Jennings. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Good boys by Rodgers, looking left, coming back all the way across the field and finding Jennings for the touchdown.
28-17, 21 of the 28 points coming off of Steelers turnovers. Steelers get the ball back, needing points in a hurry. Mike Wallace, 14 yards on 2nd and 10 of the Packers 32. 2 plays later, Roethlisberger looks for his Super Bowl MVP receiver, and he finds him over the middle. Hines Ward, 15 yards to the Packers 25. Next play, Roethlisberger puts it up for Mike Wallace.
But what a bad angle by Sam Shields. We talked about this this morning. Sam Shields has the speed, but he played Mike Wallace to the inside instead of outside, and it was a touchdown.
Down by 5. What does the chart say, Steve?
It says go for 2.
Oh, they go for 2.
I love the option. Pitch it. Well done.
To Antoine Randall L, and suddenly it's just a 3-point field goal game. What do the Packers do now with 7.5 to go? Rodgers is sacked by Ziggy Hood.
Great pressure by the Pittsburgh defense.
2 plays later, 3rd and 10. Huge catch over the middle by Greg Jennings, 31 yards to move the chains. 3 plays later, it's 2nd and 9. James Jones makes the catch on a back shoulder fade to the Steelers.
Nice back shoulder throw.
William Gay was targeted all game.
3 plays later, Jordy Nelson. Oh, the Packers have to settle for a field goal with 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. They get that settled field goal, but that means Ben Roethlisberger can come back on the field with 2:07 to go on a timeout and try and do to the Packers what he did to the Cardinals just 2 years ago. Heath Miller on the first play. First down over the middle, gain of 15, minute 2 to go with 3 plays later. Roethlisberger to Mike Wallace, 3rd and 5. Incomplete, so it's do or die time. 4th and 5, last chance saloon. Ben Roethlisberger throws incomplete to Wallace.
Nice
and that is it. The Green Bay Packers get the big-time defensive stop, and there will be no 7th trophy in Pittsburgh this year for number 7. There will be a return to Green Bay of the trophy named after their legendary coach, Aaron Rodgers. 3 years after taking over for Brett Favre, does what Brett Favre never did do, and that is win the Super Bowl MVP in hoisting the Lombardi Trophy for Green Bay. It is the 4th Super Bowl championship for the Green Bay Packers, the first wire-to-wire Super Bowl win since the Ravens did it 10 years ago in Super Bowl 35. Green Bay, a 6-point winner in Super Bowl